Well, good day, and I'm Ruth Bowick, and I'm welcoming viewers to our Health Care for 55 Plus. Well, today my guest is Brittan Van Belleghem, and she's here at the Patterson Clinic, who's also part of our Sunset Family Health team. Now, this informative program is thanks to Shaw Spotlight, and I'm so pleased that Shaw Spotlight has invited me to be the interviewer with a number of professionals involved in patient health care for area seniors. So welcome to you, Brittan. Now, I understand you're an occupational therapist, and where did you train? You're a Kenora girl, so...
Yes, I'm from Kenora. I did my undergraduate degree in St. Catharines at Brock University, and that was kinesiology.
Okay.
And then I went to Winnipeg at the University of Manitoba for occupational therapy.
And so how long have you been in Kenora practicing here?
I've been here a couple years now.
Oh, okay. Always here at the health clinic, or did you?
This was a new position. It just opened up in October.
So you got it. Wasn't that nice? Yeah, so you'd be happy because you're home and
so it's nice to be home.
Good. Okay, well, let's get right into it. So now that we know that you have this degree, just tell me, what is an occupational therapist? I've heard of physical therapists and I have heard of occupational, but I don't know what do you do for patients?
Okay, so an occupational therapist is a registered healthcare provider. They're regulated through our college. And the focus is really on independence and function and safety for people in the community. So we look a lot at health promotion and disease prevention, and that's through occupation.
Okay. Does that have anything to do with when people have strokes and they have to have some kind of therapy to speak again and all that?
Speech is a little bit different.
But it is part of occupation?
It is part of it, yes, for sure. If someone has a stroke and they have oftentimes their arms might not work the way that they had before, then we'll do some rehabilitation therapy with that.
Okay. So let's go swing right then into what do occupational therapists do. So let's take an example then of... do you want to use a stroke patient for a start, or give me another patient with
Sure, I'll give you give you another example.
All right.
So, for example, if someone has maybe having difficulty getting in and out of a bathtub or showering, bathing independently, that might be for a variety of reasons. So we would look at the person. So are there restrictions due to maybe they have a loss of balance or decreased strength? And then we look at the environment. So is the bathtub, the edge of the bathtub too high? Or do they not have anything to grab onto to get into the tub? So then from there, we look at how we might problem solve that. Okay. So we may put in extra physical supports, so grab bars or a bath seat or something like that. And then maybe...
So, excuse me just for a minute. When you say we put it in, does that mean OHIP covers the expense, or...?
Sometimes there's funding for different equipment, but it really depends on what it is.
I just wondered, like if someone was really poor and really needed to be able to get out of the bathtub and needed a grab bar, there is some
and that's something
funds available somewhere.
Yeah, that's something else that we look at as well for any type of equipment or any supports that someone might need. We look at funding options as well.
Another thing I want to ask you, we're on this subject, is when someone moves into, say, Parkwood or Birchwood, because I'm sure that Pinecrest and I'm thinking Parkwood, Parkview and Gardner and Benedictson, are those bathrooms already equipped? Because they're for seniors.
Right.
So would they already be equipped with hand bars or grab bars or something?
Not all, I don't believe. And some of them, there are some renovations happening as well. So that would kind of depend.
Because wouldn't you think that once they're building a home for people over 55 like that, that would be the very first thing they would think of, besides, as well as accessibility into the door?
Right, there's lots of changes now with accessibility.
Well, I guess the more this has come to the fore, accessibility, there are people that are in the know and doing these things are realizing that, let's get those grab bars in these bathtubs now, not wait till they're in there for 5 years and then fall or need them.
Right,
So it's coming.
There's some changes, for sure.
That's good. I'm really glad to hear that, because there's about 7 homes in Kenora. There's Parkview, Gardner, Benedictson, South Ward, 2 in Keewatin, 3 in Keewatin. So anyways, they should all be equipped. Like, actually, if they're not now, some government agencies should go in, because they're all geared for 55 and over, should go in, I would think.
Yeah.
And put those in, not wait till somebody falls.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so
yeah.
well,
There's changes happening, for sure.
I got on the bandwagon there, my soapbox, yeah. Now, okay, so how do I know I need an occupational therapist? Like what do I see you for? Like,
right. There's a whole variety of reasons that someone might come and see me. So it might be something that's brought up with their family doctor or their nurse practitioner if they're part of the NP clinic. That's something that might come up in conversation that the doctor may suggest that they see an occupational therapist. So it can also be anything that someone thinks about in their daily life that they might be struggling a little bit with.
Okay, now we're talking over and above a stroke. We're talking about an ordinary.
Yes, this can be anything. If
can you name a few?
Yeah, so if someone has noticed changes with their memory, if someone's been having falls or have noticed changes in their balance, if someone maybe needs some coping skills if they have anxiety or anything like that, any issues maybe with falling asleep, staying asleep, getting dressed, again, the bathing, it's really a wide range.
It really is. There's not much involved. I didn't see it. I don't know. I thought maybe you were just giving people pages to color in the lines and draw cubes and, you know, like, see, I'm learning so much from you that I just didn't realize there was so much involved.
Yeah, it's quite a large
Does it have
range.
a little bit to do with dementia too? Because you mentioned...
Yes, yep, that's also a piece of it as well.
Oh, it is, okay, it would be considered.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's very interesting, though. I didn't, I always learn a lot when I'm doing this series, you know. I really learn more than
for sure.
Now, how does someone access OT service, and what is FHT?
Family Health Team.
Oh, that's the family. That's where we are, right here at the Family Health
Just short form. Okay. It's easier
sometimes
to say.
Acronyms. There's so many acronyms, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm starting to lose my balance. I'm not really. Let me just use this. Okay. I'm starting to lose my balance and little weak sometimes, little dizzy. Now, that should tell me I should phone the health clinic here and get a doctor.
Right.
So what's the stage after? So you make the phone call to your family doctor.
Right.
Hopefully you have one. I think just about everyone does now. I think there's some coming in, so there shouldn't be that problem anymore.
Right.
And so where do we go from there? The doctor. I'm going to make an appointment with the doctor because I think I'm getting dizzy and I'm a little weak, like a shaky.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so then you would go in, probably see your doctor, and that would be something that you would discuss with the doctor. I'm feeling a little bit weak or dizzy. I notice that I can't pick up my feet the same way. I'm tripping over things. And that might be something to trigger the conversation around occupational therapy. So that might be something that then a referral would come to me, and then I would see this individual, and we would talk about different strategies to prevent falls.
Okay, so you do an in-depth with the patient then when they come into really in-depth.
We talk about a whole range of factors that might be playing into falls, and then what we can do to prevent falls.
Yeah. Well, you could always pick out more than say she comes in, well, I'm getting a little dizzy and a little weak. So then you would go beyond that with questions.
Right. Yeah.
There's other things you would ask to make sure. Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, okay, so that answers that question for me. Because we're lucky to have you then. So before you said you came here just in October? What did you say?
I was in town about a year and a half before then.
As an occupational therapist?
Occupational therapist, and I was working in mental health. So
where through the health unit or how?
Through Kenora Association for Community Living.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So then when this job was posted, so you're really, like, it's quite an asset then, the family health team here, because now everything's kind of in one place. People can just come to one place for a raft of, of ailments. Like, they got the nurse practitioner, and we got dietitians, and we got chiropodists, and we got you, and we got a whole pile of people. So it's all kind of enclosed in one building, and that's really neat. And
it's nice to have that.
Is there a big waiting list,
no, people can come in to see me pretty quick right now.
That's good. Because sometimes if you have to wait like 3 weeks or something, then the patient might get or the proposed patient that might think, well, I'm not calling back, kind of thing. But if they can get it pretty quick. Well, that's good then. Yeah. So what? Let's Brittan. That's such a pretty name too, by the way.
Thank you.
What can someone expect when they come in and meet you for the first time as an occupational therapist? You see, the questions I've been asking shows already I didn't know that much about it. So most people that are coming in to see you think, well, what is she really going to do for me? Who is she? Like, what is her training? So would you give me a clear picture of that?
So when someone comes in to see me, I like to look at the entire person and what their interests are, as well as what their concern is, why they're in to see me. So oftentimes I'll ask about what some of their favorite activities are and how they're managing day to day overall. And then we talk about what their concerns might be. So we will talk around what are their goals, what are some barriers to reaching their goals, and then we'll problem solve on how to overcome or manage the concern that they've come in to see me. So it may be a one-time visit, or it might be a couple of visits. Yeah, it depends on what the issue is and how we can work around it.
I thought it would be something that would be ongoing, coming to see you maybe once a month or something for continued therapy. Like the word therapy means to me means continuing, something.
Yeah, oftentimes it is more than one visit. Sometimes it's just a one-time visit.
So would you recommend, and I think we're talking about exercises, and that is really good. So would you recommend that that they get involved in community group exercise groups?
Yes,
because there are several in town too.
Yes.
There's not just the ones I go to. There's others, and they have a good choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, I would for sure recommend getting out. Also the social part of it as well. So
I guess that's important, eh?
That's
to
a
mix
big
and mingle,
piece.
so to speak. Because I guess some, especially the 55, it was not so much 55, and they're still involved in a lot of things. But let's say starting at maybe, I don't want to pinpoint things, but maybe at the age 70, activities have kind of fallen off. So they've got to get back in this group, a way of bettering themselves, let's say health-wise. If we want to live, instead of 70, want to live to 80. So it would be your job as an occupational therapy to take them on a kind of a trip around town to see what they could do, like take a walk to Husky the Muskie and look around, or just walk through Harbor Fun, or go to the rec center and it doesn't cost anything to do the walking thing on the main, around the hockey ice there. Just walk, it's free, you can walk in anytime. So I'm sure that you've got a lot up your sleeve to tell people, don't you?
Yeah, and that's another piece is connecting with other groups and organizations, activities that are going on in the community, so that people can be social and interact with others and also active at the same time.
Right. Because there is a lot going on in Kenora. There really is. I don't think people realize how much there is going on. Like there's plays and musicals and everything down at the rec center and everything down at the New Horizons, and you just all kinds of things that people can go to. So you have to sometimes think you have to encourage them. Like I know they don't like to go out at night in the winter, seniors. No.
Right.
Okay. And usually I don't think anything is too expensive, so I wouldn't really think that financial would be a problem. Like there's some shows, there's one coming up now next week, I think it's something at the concert series, I think it's $25. So it's like some seniors really couldn't afford that, but there's a lot, don't you think there's a lot available that's affordable in this town?
There is quite a bit, yeah, and that's another part of it is trying to determine what the person enjoys doing.
Well, that's, you mentioned that already. You got to find out would they like to go dancing and square dancing, or would they like to do play euchre, so take up a card game if they've never.
Right.
Yeah. So, but of course, if they've never played cards, they might not like to play. I don't know. Like this is interesting because you really have to dig into your brain for each person as an individual, and it's not something that you can present to everybody as a package deal.
Right.
You got to figure them out and figure out, well, this person is really geared for this and that or the other thing, and then work from there. Right?
Yeah, it's very, very individualized for sure.
Okay. So as I say again, we're very lucky to have you. So do you have any questions that I didn't ask on your sheets there?
No, I don't think so. I think that was it.
You think we've just about gone through everything? Okay. Well, then I'm going to thank you very, very much. This has been an education for me, and we're lucky in town to have an occupational therapy and such a Kenora person to come back and do that here for us. Like really nice. I must say the Van Belleghams are a wonderful family. I'm going to sneak that in. Yeah, because they are. Yeah. I'm not related to them or anything. Yeah. So anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you
and
very much.
With Shaw Cable and Spotlight, I shall return. Thank you.